Welcome back to the Orange Aces channel, everyone. We are back today with another challenge video. I haven't done this in a while. We've completed 5 of them here on the channel, so we're going to do number 6 today. I'm thinking of doing double or nothing because I think it's an interesting one to kind of figure out the puzzle. Before we get into it, we hit 3,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. 3,017 we are on right now. So thank you for everyone who has been supporting me. Also, a shout out to all of my members. As always, Sean, Pablito, Dr. Jack, Thunder Grenade, Josie, and Philippe. Thank you all so much for being a part of it. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed and you like my content, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's the freest way and easiest way to support me directly and allow me to keep on my grind here. So let's go ahead and do double or nothing. No restrictions. The deck all has red seals and played cards become debuffed. So instantly, I'm thinking of like a high card build or pretty much just like planets only. And then we get times mult jokers up here. That's kind of my thought process early on. So let's go ahead and click play and see what we can accomplish. I'm down to do an investment tag early. It just means I have to play less cards, right? Maybe we go ahead and do 4 of a kind 2s right off the bat. I mean, this full house really isn't going to score that much, right? I have to think about it. It's probably not going to score that much, so maybe we go ahead and save those for the future. We could play a flush. That's probably going to win. Again, if I'm thinking about it the right way, maybe it doesn't really matter what we play, so let's go ahead and send this flush off. All red seal cards is very, very interesting. So those are now all debuffed, as you can see, which is a cool mechanic in the game. That barely won, by the way. So we could do 3 of a kind. That probably seems like something that is relatively easy to accomplish. So let's go ahead and send that off. Mail-in rebate isn't the best because debuff cards don't count for it. So let's go ahead and open up this buffoon pack. Oops, all 6s isn't the best either. 4 fingers really isn't the best. Both of them are interesting options. I guess we'll take the oops. And I'll grab the spectral pack as well. Deja vu is quite funny. We'll hex the dice, I suppose. I'm not really sure. I mean, the dice really doesn't do much for me right now anyways. So the clubs are debuffed and now some of the diamonds are debuffed. So I got to really think about what I'm going to do here. Probably try and do another flush, I guess. And just send it off. I know we said 3 of a kinds for now, but we want to try and win in 1. That was kind of close. We could probably play a club flush, maybe. We could play a straight. I don't really know the best way to accomplish this goal here. But we'll go ahead and figure it out. Does a pair just win? It's very, very close. It does, I believe. So we go ahead and send it off. That's enough. 648. Okay. We're going to need... We got the investment tag now, so that's good. That's why I spent all my money early. We're going to need planets for sure. The egg is interesting. Not sure if I'm going to take it. We'll keep leveling up Venus. Maybe that's going to be our ticket out of this. Keep leveling up Venus. Get that 3 of a kind rolling. We'll roll here. We get another discard, which will help that. And we need 800 points. So right off the bat, I see these kings. So we can go ahead and play the 3 of a kind kings. That wins, as you can see, without even having to play any chips. So that's good to know. That is kind of the strategy that we're going for. And then times mult at the start. Like, the dice really doesn't do much for me. Half joker is actually pretty good for the time being. We get another hex or a familiar. I'm down to add cards to our deck. That sounds like a decent idea. And then now we just need to find a 3 of a kind again. So if we look at our full deck, we have majority queens and kings. So I suppose that's just what we look for with all of our discards. That seems like the most logical reason to me. We can also try and find another jack. Could also try and find another ace. Okay, unfortunately we don't find that. So I'm going to have to play a few cards. And they're going to become debuffed. It is what it is. So go ahead and play the 3 of a kind again. That's going to proc the half joker. And then we're going to move on. So we need some times mult. That is really the main goal. These little... I mean, 3 of a kind is good. These little jokers are useful for now, but not in the future. Let's go ahead and grab a hermit. I could have used strength. Cards played previously are debuffed. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I guess let's go for this king. Maybe we can get some money out of it. We could play the 9s. Oh, I didn't hit the half joker there. It doesn't matter. We got the chips from the wily joker, so we move on. Very interesting way to think. Basically, our cards just don't matter, right? They just don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Fool for another hermit is the best way to go about this one. We could take a golden joker for some potential money. Try and level up Venus again. No luck on that, so I guess we do high card. Planet Merchant. Honestly, I'm going to buy it. Planet Merchant is probably the way we get out of this one. Hallucination's not bad. Gives us another times 1.5. Maybe we get rid of Golden Joker and pick that one up. It is kind of costly at $9. 2,000 score here. We should be able to obtain that pretty easily. Especially if I play my cards right. We're looking for more kings. Looking for more kings here. Okay, we got it. So let's go ahead and send it off. Maybe we get lucky. Nothing. Okay, so that's 14,000 score. That's not bad. We didn't really get that many chips from the cards. Mars is decent. I just don't know if we're going to be going for Mars. I'm going to buy the Fool. And let's go next. I'm kind of waiting for just 3 of a kinds. There's a Jack. We can try and go for 3 Jacks, I suppose. Maybe 3 Aces. We can go ahead and send off the 3 Aces. That should be enough. Again, to get us through. That's 16,000 points. We're going to hold out for the Venus on the Fool or maybe a Hermit or something. There's the Venus right on cue. So now we go ahead and use that Fool and send it off. Definitely going to open the Buffoon pack. Hopefully Hallucination hits. We get Hanging Chad, which really isn't what we're looking for. I'm happy with what we have right now, so we'll just move on. Again, Photograph, everything's going to become debuffed anyways, so I don't really want to hold on to that. Now, I did want to see if I, like, change the suit. Okay, as you can see, it does not change anything. Sometimes, when you do things like that, it will become undebuffed. We will have to test that out in the future. I'm looking for 3 more queens. Okay, unfortunately didn't hit it. Might just break this glass card. Okay, the oops was lucky there. Didn't break it. Let's go ahead and play this. Just give me the queen, please. Okay, there's our queens. We can go ahead and play the red seal queens. This should be way more than enough. Yeah, that's 21,000 scores. So if we just look for more times mult, I think this would be the correct strategy. Get another Venus going. Beautiful. Interesting. I'm going to take the Mega, I guess. We get a Death card, which is okay. Throwback isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Could get rid of the Drunkard for it, maybe. We got to buy something first. So buy this, sell this, buy the Throwback type thing. Let's open this up as well, see if we can get something good. Driver's License isn't going to be good. Burnt Joker could be good for leveling up the 3 of a kind. Might become a little bit tricky. It's definitely something I want to try and go for. That's going to level up quite nicely. Do we get rid of the oops? It's not really helping us a ton right now. So let's go ahead and try it at the very least. That means we got to look for 3 of a kinds of other things. So if I do this, this should work for Burnt Joker. And it does. Beautiful. And then there's just 3 Jacks that we can go ahead and send off. Send it. Okay, that's 20,000. We did lose a little bit. Throwback, I mean, we might be interested in some skips here. Looking for Venus and Venus only. I don't need Star. Mercury might have been a little bit easier. Just doesn't scale as much. Open up this one as well. No Venus again, so we'll level up Pluto. I'll take this next. Maybe with a voucher skip. Sure. Why not? Why not? Okay, so what we can do is death here. And then we can go ahead and discard. Level up the 3 of a kind again. Little bit risky here. Hoping I find a Jack or a King. Okay, we got quite lucky. Let's go ahead and play the Jack again. Send that off. And yeah, we're good. That's 27,000 score. And throwbacks up to 1.5x now. Those really aren't the vouchers that I wanted. So we're gonna skip those. Unfortunately, we'll take the Hermit for the money. Maybe we want to grab seed money. Could help us out. Let's go next here. 11,000 doesn't seem too bad. We get very lucky with another discard of 3 of a kind. I think that Burnt Joker is going to be extremely powerful for us. Again, we're looking for that Times Malt. That's really what's going to set us apart on this run, is that extra Times Malt that we get. Continue looking for Venus cards, which is good. Justice. We'll see if that undebuffs a card. I'm just really not sure. Let's go ahead and go next. Okay, there's nothing here. So we're going to go ahead and play a pair. It's not going to get me nearly anything. Now we're going to discard the 3 of a kind, get as many levels as possible. And then would you look at that? We can go ahead and play the queens. And eventually we can get rid of these 2 jokers if we find some better Times Malt. I'm not even sure if throwback's really going to stay with us, but we'll see. We've been hitting pretty good with the hallucination, I'm not going to lie. We can go ahead and make another king. It does become debuffed, which is kind of funny. So let's go ahead and test it. If I use Magician, they do become undebuffed. So that is good intel to learn. So I'm inclined to take the banana here, because that ×3 could be very powerful in the future. Play only 1 hand type. That's... that kind of sucks for our Burnt Joker. So we're going to have to skip the Burnt Joker on this one. We can go ahead and play the 3 10s, which should be more than enough to get us through. And we can actually play extra hands now, or extra cards now, which is good, because we got rid of the half Joker. Okay, we have played majority 3 of a kind, so Telescope is actually a godsend for us. We get guaranteed a Venus now. Tower is actually not bad. Should have got rid of one of those. It's probably okay. Honestly, we still have a lot of cards that aren't debuffed, which is kind of interesting. We can also just undebuff this 9 if we wanted to. So that's a cool hack. 20,000 here. So we're going to have to go ahead and play a few hands, because I still really want to get levels as much as possible here. Okay, we'll play a few more hands here. Can we get another 5? We can. We absolutely can. There's levels up 3 of a kind again, and we get the kings again, which is beautiful. So we go ahead and send off the 3 of a kind. No money there, unfortunately. That's okay. Can we get the banana? Okay. Now we need a Cavendish, and I think we're honestly kind of at the point where we're just totally fine already. Okay, Priestess didn't give me what I wanted. That's okay. We'll open things up for the hallucination. We'll take an extra hand size. Okay, we got a Hierophant and a Fool and a Strength. Maybe we can make some more 10s here just to make 3 of a kinds a little bit easier. Let's go next round. 30k. 3 queens we can go ahead and discard for the Burnt Joker. Beautiful. We can go ahead and play 3 7s. Should be probably enough. It is 31,000, just barely. So I got to be careful there. We are going to need money to find Cavendish. That is what we are going to have to do. So we are going to have to roll a little bit eventually. Must play 5 cards is fine. We go ahead and discard 3 queens. We go ahead and play 3 kings. This isn't going to be enough. It's fine. That was 31,000 again. We can now go ahead and discard a bunch of cards. We have 3 more jacks, 2 more queens, or no more queens. How many more kings? Just 2. So we'll go ahead and discard them. Look for aces or jacks. There's jacks. Make sure we play 5 cards. Send it off. Okay, that's enough to get past there. On ante 7, this is looking okay so far. We could buy this. I'm more interested in this. Maybe we get a Hermit. Okay, beautiful. We can undebuff these. It's always interesting. We get a death for another king, so we can go ahead and do that. Get as many kings as possible. I'm going to buy the Planet Tycoon. That might be the first time I've ever bought it. Sock and Buskin is here. Another Venus level is huge. And let's go next. 35,000. I'm pretty confident we can do that. Let's go ahead and play a hand. Let's go ahead and discard. We got level 17, 3 of a kind. So we can go ahead and play a hand like this. There was a $20 bomb, which is huge. And that's 63,000 score. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Still looking for that Cavendish. We need all of the money that we can get in order to get that. Okay, 8-ball or popcorn's not going to help me out enough. This is a guaranteed Venus, which is good. I can undebuff some cards with those. Let's move on. 52,000. Let's go ahead and play the high card. We can discard our kings to level those up. Let's look for jacks. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is actually undebuff some of these, just so we can get some value out of them. Maybe some more money. Who knows? Okay, no luck on that. This should just win in one, though. 69,000. Good. 69,007. James Bond has been having some fun at the nightclub, if you know what I mean. Let's go ahead and grab more Venus. This, like I said, the planet scaling is kind of the way that we're going to make this happen. Also, Justice would be pretty good. Flashcard's not bad. Smiley Face isn't bad. No repeat hand types this round. That's probably fine. We're kind of working our deck pretty good here. So here's our 3 of a kind that we're going to go ahead and discard. And then we're just going to go ahead and continue. We have the jack now. So a little bit worried about it. So let's go ahead and do something like this. So we can play the 3 of a kind with glass. And that helps us out like dramatically, right? That's 300,000 score. So because we can undebuff cards, we might just want to continue finding like some Justice cards eventually. Fool for Justice. I mean, that's perfect, right? So now we just hold on to that. 50k, we know we're absolutely fine. Maybe we want to play a hand here. Look for a jack or a 7. Okay, we seemingly found the 7, which is kind of funny. Let's go ahead and discard that. We can also undebuff those and then play the 3 of a kind. This should be enough just to win on its own. Probably don't need Wily Joker anymore. Really just kind of holding out for Cavendish. That would be pretty ideal. Chariot isn't bad. Maybe we throw it on an ace, especially with the red seal. Take the Venus card. We have no money, which is kind of bad. 75,000. We got lucky with the 7s again, so we discard the 3 of a kind. And this is just becoming easy for us. I don't know if this wins. It'll be close. It does. 81,000. That's beautiful. Okay. Money is kind of the only issue. We're going to take the guaranteed Venus, continue our level ups. We're on ante-8. I'm not... I mean, Crimson Heart, it can be somewhat of a problem. We're going to just see what it chooses to disable. Okay, it gets rid of our Burnt Joker, which is honestly probably fine, right? So what we can do is just go ahead and Justice this jack, and I'm pretty confident that this just wins. We send it off, and it does, and we've officially beat the challenge. That's it. That's all. We'll go ahead and do Endless for a little bit. I'm not sure how far we can actually make it with this current setup. It's not a terrible setup, but this is my first try at it. Honestly, the easiest way to do this was just to level up your planets as much as you can, or pick whatever planet you want, something that is somewhat reliable, right? And just level them up and just keep playing that and playing that and playing that. Like, we'll go ahead and strengthen up these as well, get as many kings in our deck. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Anyways, 100,000 here. Let's go ahead and discard. Burnt Joker was kind of a godsend for this run, I'm not going to lie. Not exactly sure what we are scoring. Actually, that's going to be huge. Can we get another Jack? We can. So with this Steel card, we're definitely going to win. Beautiful. That's 206,000. Honestly, Throwback is not really doing much for me. Lucky Cat isn't going to be the best because everything gets debuffed. I'll take my free Venus here. And we'll move on. 165,000. That's going to be a little bit harder for us. Let's go ahead and play these. Maybe we can find another Queen. Okay, we find the Jacks to discard. We have a level 33 of a kind. So if you're wondering how we managed to do this run so easily, it's definitely because of that. Don't think we win here. No. We're definitely going to have to play 2 hands. Or we're going to just have to use our Justice card. But I'd rather just kind of hold on to it. So let's just go ahead and play this 3 of a kind. Again, the debuffs don't really matter. We're scoring about 100,000 points without doing anything with our cards. So this is a free Venus. Maybe we search in here. Is hoping for maybe a Temperance. But what we can do is Justice. And then we can Fool for another Justice. So we know that we'll be okay. Could also Devil up maybe a 4. Doesn't really matter. We won't play that one ever. Playing 3 of a kind sets money to 0. I only have $3, right? So it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and make sure we discard our 3 of a kind. And then continue discarding until we find maybe the Queens. Then we'll follow it up with the Jacks after. This sets it to 0. Doesn't really matter. Also could look for that Steel card. So we could dig a little bit deeper here. And we're going to have to dig a little bit deeper here. Because we need to find a Jack. Okay. Not finding the Jack is slightly worrying. 3 Jacks, 4 Kings. I mean, odds are we find a Jack. So let's just go ahead. Or odds are we find a King. Okay, we found both. It's going to be very, very close. I think this should win. Let's go ahead and send it off. Okay, it was very, very close. I didn't want to waste the glass. I kind of want to try and go as far as I can, but can only do so much. This is actually not worth it, right? Because we go down to 2. This would lose me $1. Buying this Hermit, I'm going to do it for the lulz. But buying this Hermit loses me $1, right? I'm at $5. I buy it. I'm at $4. That's probably the only case in which a Hermit is bad for you. So 560,000. That is somewhat a problem. We're going to have to find maybe 2 of those Glass Jacks in order to get us there. We can go ahead and discard this. Maybe that Steel Ace as well. Don't need all of these Kings. So let's go ahead and use our discards. Actually, let's go ahead and do both. We're going to only probably play 1 hand here. It's probably going to be a Jack. I'm not going to lie. Maybe not. Wow. Okay. So what we're going to do is Justice this. I think we're going to be okay here because we have a Glass and we have a Steel. This should be enough. There we go. So yeah, we got 1 million with this build, which is not bad. The Justice cards definitely helped us out there for sure. It didn't break, which is worth noting. Let's go next. 840,000. There's a Jack right off the bat. So we'll go ahead and discard for that. And then we'll look for our other. I think we have a Jack that is not debuffed. Yeah, we're going to need to find that card. Or we're probably just... No, we found it. Now we're going to have to try and find that Steel card. Or we're probably just going to be donezo here. Which is I'm totally fine with. I'm happy with this run. Everything is debuffed pretty much at this point. Let's go ahead and keep sending it off. Honestly, the throwback really didn't do much, right? It really didn't do much. Didn't get the Steel, so that means we're probably donezo here. That's okay. I think the Steel definitely added a bunch of score, and it did. So our best hand on here was 1,071,832. Really not bad. I mean, I'm happy with this run. Thank you all again for 3,000 subscribers. I know some of you really like these challenge videos, so that is officially 6 out of 20. We unlocked number 11, so maybe we'll look at that. I will fill in the gaps here as we go forward. Maybe it was the lucky hat again. Some of you said I have the lucky blue hat, but yeah, double or nothing. Level up your planets, find some times mult. Honestly, I didn't really have that much times mult, but I just really leveled up the 3 of a kind from the Burnt Joker, and it should be a breeze for you. So if you're having issues with that, there you go. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a good day. I will see you tomorrow for another Balatro video. Take care. Goodbye.